Hey guys, I'm Disney Dad. Today in this video, I want to cover everything you need to know to get a boarding pass for the new Galaxy Edge Rise of the Resistance. First, let's talk about some information you need to know for this amazing ride. It's a little difficult to understand because for this ride, there's no FastPass Plus and there's no standby line. In this video guide, I'll answer the questions about boarding passes, virtual queues, FQAs, all for this amazing new ride. Protocol and procedure for Star Wars Rise of the Resistance is fairly unprecedented in a number of ways. It can be very confusing even for lifelong Walt Disney World fans. My goal here is to help you avoid any frustration. If you think you can simply show up at Hollywood Studios and ride Rise of Resistance at Rope Drop, you're going to be majorly disappointed. You're almost guaranteed you won't be riding if you only show up for the official opening time. While there's a lot to know and this all might seem like a lot of work, there's a huge silver lining in all of this. You don't have to use a Fast Plus allotment for Star Wars Rise of Resistance, nor do you have to waste precious vacation time standing in a 4+ hour standby line. Let's get started with the virtual queue and what the heck it is. Right now, the virtual queue is the sole system for accessing the Rise of Resistance ride. Rather than using a Fast Pass or standing in a standby line, you access the virtual queue with the My Disney Experience app and you're notified when it's your turn to ride. So you'll need to download and install the My Disney Experience app and be familiar with it before you arrive at the park. If you already have the app installed, make sure it's updated because they released an update a couple months ago that added this functionality. Joining a virtual queue boarding group is simple as launching the My Disney Experience app and clicking the Find Out More button under the Star Wars Rise of Resistance Access by Boarding Group window on the home screen. From there, it will show the status of the land and provides options to check my status or join a boarding group. If you haven't already joined one, join a boarding group is the button you want. The process works similar to the FastPass selection. You can only add people that are in the park. Pro tip, if you have an iPhone, make sure you turn on push notifications for the My Disney Experience app. This will be a huge help because when it's your turn to join the boarding group, it will notify you through a pop-up message. Once your virtual boarding group is called, you have a 2-hour window to actually get in line for the ride. To enter the ride, it's simple. You simply walk up to the Rise of Resistance ride, which is inside Star Wars Land itself. There you'll find a cast member with an iPad that'll scan your band to check that you're part of that boarding pass. Now I want to cover some frequently asked questions about this whole process. What are boarding groups for the Star Wars Rise of Resistance ride? Boarding groups are the means of organizing guests into groups when it's their turn to ride. For example, rather than having a set 2 to 4 return time window, you might be in boarding group 35. Your return time is not specified in advance, but rather based upon how quickly the groups ahead of you process. Next question, what happens if you have a fast pass or a dining reservation that overlap with your boarding pass window? Well, that gives you a 2-hour window to come back and ride it. So that's more time than you need for any fast pass or dining reservations, so this shouldn't be a problem. Can you get more than one boarding pass per person per day? The answer to that is no. They had a loophole for the first couple days, but Disney quickly closed that. What time does Hollywood Studios allow guests to enter the park? Hollywood Studios normally allows guests through the turnstiles 30 minutes prior to park opening. What time does the virtual queue open for Rise of the Resistance? The virtual queue opens at the same time that the park is supposed to open. So right now, the official park opening for Hollywood Studios is 7 a.m. So 7 a.m. is when the official virtual queue opens for Rise of the Resistance, which means regardless of when they let people through the turnstile, that is the time that they will allow you to get a boarding pass. What time is a good time to arrive at Hollywood Studios? I would say between 6:30 and 7 right now is a good window to hit. This gets you in the park in time to access one of the virtual queues by 7 o'clock when they open. Can we leave the park once we secure a boarding pass? Absolutely, you can definitely do this. You can secure a boarding pass and you can go to Epcot, you go back to resort, you can do whatever you want as long as you're back in the park between your 2-hour window that they give you to ride the ride. How do we know when it's time to return for our virtual queue? Well, like I said before, if you have an iPhone and you turn on push notifications for your My Disney Experience app, you will get a notification right on your screen saying, hey, it's time to ride Rise of the Resistance. Head back to Hollywood Studios if you're not there and ride your ride. Question of the day, is this something that you're willing to spend time on your next vacation? Is the Rise of the Resistance a must ride for you? Comment down below and let us all know if it's something you're gonna ride or you're gonna wait till they come out with fast passes. So this should give you a head start over everyone else to make sure that you ride the new ride at Star Wars Land Galaxy Edge next time you're at Hollywood Studios. Thanks guys. If you got any value from this video, smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe down below. I'll see you guys next time.